Hello, CA warriors. How are you all doing? Friends, today we are going to start with a very interesting topic. But, friends, before that, remember the goal of this video is not to go deep into every single concept, but to give you a crisp, exam oriented summary so that you know what is important and how to remember it smartly. This book and video together will act as your perfect self study partner. And I'm super confident, guys, that after this revision, you will be able to solve any MCQ that come your way in the exam. So let's begin this rapid fire revision session. And yes, if you find these notes helpful, don't forget to share them with your friends. So let's start with Unit 2, Basic Problems of an Economy and the Role of Price Mechanism. This topic explains why every economy faces a certain common problem and how different economic systems solve them. So let's dive into it. Friends, so first you have to understand what does an economic problem, why does an economic problem arise? What is the basic problem of an economy? So the main reason is very simple. Human wants are unlimited, but resources are limited. We have a limited land, we have a limited labor, capital, and natural resources to satisfy infinite human wants. Oh, so this is the major problem of the all the country, or I can say entire world. This creates the problem of scarcity, which forces every economy to make choices. That is what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. In short, I can say scarcity and choice are the roots of all economic problems, guys. Right? Yes. So, what is the central economic problem? So, let's understand the point topic 3 first. Now, central economic problem. Every country, guys, every country is facing from central economic problems. That's why the name is central economic, means it is a problem of the entire world, whether the country is developed, whether the country is rich, whether the country is underdeveloped, whether the country is poor. Yes. So what I can say is every country, whether rich or poor, faces these four central problems. Oh, yes. That is what to produce and in what quantity, how to produce, for whom to produce, and what provision should be made for a future growth. So let's understand one problem in detail now in Roman 3. Okay, let's quickly break down and understand it. The first problem is what to produce and in what quantity. Friends, every society has to decide which goods to be produced, that is consumer goods or capital goods, and how much of each. This decision depends on the needs and the priority of the country and the priority of the people. For example, should India focus more on producing rice and wheat or on cars and technology? Because resources, that is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, is actually limited. So it is a question of choice and priority, right? So what to produce is our first question to solve the problem. Second question, once you decide whether you want to produce car or wheat, ठीक है, depends on the needs of the country and the needs of the people. Next question arise, next central problem is how to produce. Even if you have decided to produce car, how we're going to produce? Even if you decided to produce a wheat in the country, how to produce? So there are two major production techniques, guys. One is labor intensive techniques, बराबर, that is using more human labor, and capital intensive techniques, that is using more machines. So the economist must choose a method that minimizes cost and uses available resources efficiently. If labor are abundant in the country, use labor intensive methods. And if capital abundant country, then use capital in, intensive methods. So how to produce is equal to choose the most cost effective and efficient method. Of course, efficient utilization depends on the various techniques. So again, this problem will be solved by country to economy. Next question arises, for whom to produce. Oh, yes. So guys, for whom to produce, society cannot fulfill everyone's wants equality, right? Yes, you cannot satisfy 100% people because resources are limited and human wants are limited. So it must decide who will get what share of goods and services. So what we can say is, in capitalist economy, goods go to those who can afford to pay, and in socialist economy, goods are distributed for social welfare. We'll discuss this in detail later. So this problem deals with distribution of income and actually wealth. Okay. Next and the last central economic problem. What provision should be made for future growth? Oh, so for future growth, yes. Even though the resources are scarce for the present generation, then too we have to think for the future generation. Guys, every economy must also plan for the future. How much to consume today and how much to save for tomorrow? This is the biggest question. Saving and investment ensure long term growth and stability, guys. And it is about maintaining a balance between present consumption and future prosperity. So basically, this question decide the rate of economic growth in the future as well as present. Yes, friends, economists want to say if countries will never going to save some resources out of scarce resources for the future, the coming generation will not going to grow. They will remain poor and they will going to suffer a lot. So it's a duty of the current generation that instead along with the fulfilling current demands of our, we have to think about the future. So fourth basic problem. So these are the four central economic problems which every economy is solving these problems and coming up with the solutions to this problem now varies from country to country, economy to economy. Oh, so what do you mean by economy? Are there different types of economy? Yes. So after understanding this central problem, let's understand first what are the types of economic systems prevails in the world. Okay, so see, the chapter is interconnected. That's why I keeps on. ठीक है? Now, jumping from one page to another, shifting from one page to another. So next question arises: what are the types of economy? So different countries solve these problems in a different ways based on who control the resources and how decisions are made. So there are three main types of economic system, that is capitalist economy, socialist economy, and mixed economy. Oh, means in the world, some countries are capitalist, some countries are socialist, and some countries are mixed. So let's understand one by one what is capitalist, what is socialist. So first is capitalist economy. I have made one table in the comparison manner. So after learning one by one, once you compare it, it will be very easy for you to remember the concepts in comparison and you will be able to solve various questions very efficiently. So let's understand first capitalist economy. First is ownership. Guys, resources are actually in capitalist economy privately owned. That means capitalist economy means there is no government. The entire country, the entire economy is run by private sectors. Oh, means absenteeism of the government. Theoretically, now you have to assume there is no government. This entire economy is run by private sectors. Fine. When I say the entire economy is run by private sector, is called capitalist economy. So you have understood the point number three automatically that they are profit motive. Profit is the main goal. Means whatever decisions they will going to take, the central point in their mind will be profits. Right? High profits, their decision will be yes. No profits, yeah, or less profits, their decisions might be no. Oh, so decision making. Guys, in this In this economy, capitalist economy, there is no centralized planned economy, means no government interference. Absenteeism, government is absolutely not there. Now, so all the price decisions will be taken by demand and supply, that is equilibrium. Price mechanism will going to work in the market. I can say price mechanism. We have studied equilibrium prices. Now, so every decision will be depend on the demand and supply. Okay, yes. If demand is more, that decision will be yes. Now they will going to increase the price and enjoy the profits. So price mechanism means market auto adjust to themselves. We have studied here. No individual seller can fix the prices of the product. Demand and supply interaction, that is equilibrium price will be fixed. Okay, so basically demand and supply decide what, how, and for whom to produce. Oh, yes. And guys, consumer sovereignty is full there. Point number two, producers make want consumer demands. But producers will going to produce only that goods which is high in demand. Means consumers will going to get wide variety of choices, and consumers are the king in the market. I told you that demand and supply will be the game. When I say high demand means consumers are demanding, they will going to start producing that particular goods. Okay. Now, one more feature in capitalist economy, high competition. Of course, private sectors are there. Firms will going to compete through innovation, advertisements, price cuts, discounts, various things will going to be there in this economy. Fine. So friends, these are the main important feature. Private sector is the core, no government interference, no central planning authority will going to be there. Profit motive is the intention. Demand and supply will be the core of the central economic problem solving. Consumers will be the sovereign. Now, whatever consumers will going to demand, capitalist economy, private sector will going to produce it. Finally, but guys, one more thing you should keep in mind, disadvantages are always there. However, capitalist economy leads to income inequality. Yes, this is what the problem is. Guys, in capitalist economy, there will be a income inequality, there will be a monopoly and economic instability. Yes, instability will going to be there. Oh, yes, and that is called absolute inequality. So capitalist actually gives freedom and efficiency, but not equality. This is the major disadvantage of the capitalist economy. Fine, but hope you understood capitalist economy. Now understand socialist economy. Let's understand socialist economy. Socialist economy means the entire country is run by government. Here we have to assume there is no privatization at all. Oh, yes. When you study capitalist economy, no government. And when you study socialist economy, 100% control. Now, the entire country run by the only and only government. Private sector have no role into it. Absenteeism. Okay. It's a very extreme two situations. I've written in the comparison form so that you can understand in a better mode. First is ownership. Now, guys, there is a government ownership in the country. Yes, no privatization, no private properties. So capitalist economy, private ownership, socialist economy, government ownership. All decisions will be taken by only and only government. Businesses will be run by government. So if I say the government ownership is there, social ownership is there, so what will be the motive? Of course, point number three, service motive will be there. No profits. Government always will going to work for the beneficial for the country, not for few people. But selfishness will not going to be there. Service will be the intention. Decision making, guys, central authority plans will going to be there regarding production, distribution, and prices. Everything will be decided by the government. Centrally planned economy. Point number four. Central authority means central government will going to be there. Whatever he will going to decide, that will be final. Okay. And they will always going to take the neutral decisions because the priority is not to enjoy the profit, but to develop the country, to improve the people's life, and to give a maximum satisfaction to the people. Barabar, right? And because of this, there will be a equality in the country. Point number five. High level of equality will be maintained. Means focus on fair distributions of incomes as well as wealth. Right? Natural resources. which is scarce in the country, will be benefited to majority population of the country. Means there'll be a equity distribution. A high level of equality will be maintained. In capitalist economy, there is a high level of inequality. There'll be a gap between rich and the poor. But in socialist economy, there'll be a high level of equality. Of course, 100% equality is not possible, but there'll be a relatively inequality. Relatively inequality means very minor level of inequality, which is natural. Natural inequality is called relatively inequality. But capitalist economy now creates absolute inequality, which is the most dangerous for the country and the growth. Oh, now will there be a competition? Guys, there is no question of competition because there is a central authority plan. Everything will be controlled by single person, that is government. Without selfishness, they will going to run the country. So no competition because the state decide everything. State means central government. Government will going to decide everything. So friends, these are the major features of the socialist economy. So socialism ensure actually equality and welfare, but this limits freedom and efficiency. Now, see, again, socialist economy is not 100% perfect. The major advantage is they always create equality and welfare, but freedom of choice will not be there. Now, point number two, consumer sovereignty get restricted, guys. Consumer sovereignty get restricted means they will consumers will going to get very limited choices. Oh, right. So this is what the socialist economy. Friends, so hope you understood capitalist and socialist economy. Both are imperfect. They have their own some advantages. They have their own some disadvantages. Am I correct? Now, but let's understand one more topic. What is mixed economy then? The third type of economy. Come to the directly to the point number five. Roman 5, topic 5, mixed economy. This system combines now the best feature of capitalism and socialism. Now, best feature of capitalism and socialism means advantages of both the things has been taken and one neutral economy has been system has been created. Capitalist economy and socialist. What are the features in this? Please understand. Understand some features. First, ownership. Who will be the owner? Guys, mixed economy is a combination of capitalist economy and socialist economy both. So coexistence of private and public sector will going to be there. So ownership will be both private and public sector will exist. Private sectors, public sector, as well as there will be a combined sector. In some of the sector, government will going to work with the private sectors. Oh, yes. Metro project, roadways projects. There are various projects where public means government and private sector are working together, right? Joining hand to produce the commodities. Yes. Motive. Both motive will going to be there. Profit motive as well as welfare motive because it's a mixture of both. So central government will going to control, will going to regulate the private sector, but private sector will also enjoy the freedoms, but up to a certain limit. So their intentions, profit motives should also be get completed. So both motives will going to be there and well planned economy they're going to run, right? Decision makings. Who will going to take decisions to run the country? Of course, both guys. There'll be a dual pricing system. Decisions making means it's a pricing system. Now, in you have studied right now, I explained you in capitalist economy, price mechanism is there, means demand and supply, equilibrium prices are fixed. But and in socialist economy, all prices of the products are decided by government himself. But here there'll be a dual pricing system. Means, guys, in India, let's take an example because India is a mixed economy. In India, essential commodities like diesel, LPG, the prices of these all goods, basic necessity goods, food items, rice, wheat, jawar, bajra, these all prices are fixed by central government himself. It is not decided by the market. Oh, but if the goods are luxury and non-necessity items, that prices are fixed by market mechanism. That is interaction of market forces, that is demand and supply. Hence, I can say there is a dual pricing system in the market, right? I can take example now in India where both private enterprises and public enterprises undertaking coexist. So mixed economy balance between basically I can say mixed economy balance between growth and social justice. Right? So there is an existence of economic planning. Now, government will going to plan and private sector will going to have to obey that plan. Mixed economy is a planned economy. Allocation of resources is a better sense. Attempts to combine the productive efficiency of capitalism and distributive justice of socialism. So selfishness will not going to be extreme. Everything will be under control and in a balanced manner. So can I say mixed economy is the best economy? Yes. Now, positive role of the government. Of course, now, rebalance regional development will going to be expected. Private sector. Now, guys, private sectors are profit oriented. They don't want to do business in the rural areas and underdeveloped areas, but that area should be get developed. So wherever private sectors will not going to reach, government will going to run business in that area so that rural areas should be get developed. So balanced regional development will going to be there. And sometime now, private sectors may be encouraged by the government to establish their businesses in the rural area. So by giving the subsidies, by giving some tax benefits to encourage development of the entire country into the core. Oh, now, so mixed economy have a lot of merits. Now, of course, merits are mixed economy protects everything. Now, that is freedom of the consumption, choice of the occupation, freedom of enterprises, and freedom of expressions. So consumers will going to get wide variety of choices also, and government will be able to regulate also. Everything will be now at in the limits. So happening economy is actually mixed economy because central planned economy is there. No doubt in this economy, private sectors are free to do whatever they want, but up to a certain limit, law and order they have to follow. So government will going to regulate them. So this is called balanced economic development. Hope you understood the merits and you understood the mixed economy. So before I get into the further topic, let's understand the comparison between all the three in 4 to 5 points. Please understand. Now that is how each economy solve their four problems we're going to understand. But first distinguish. Distinguish will going to be if I explain you ownership. Now the ownership in capitalist economy is private ownership. The ownership in socialist economy is government ownership, and in mixed economy both. Right? If I talk about ownership, yes sir. Now after that, if I talk about consumer freedoms, so motive. Let's second point will be motive. Capitalist economy is a profit motive. Socialist economy is a welfare motive, but mixed economy is combo profit plus welfare. Right? When I come to the price decision, capitalist economy in capitalist economy prices will be decided by market forces, that is equilibrium. In socialist economy, now prices of the products will be decided by central planning, means government will going to fix it. In mixed economy, dual pricing system will going to be there. Both will going to decide. Now, equality. In capitalist economy, there is a low equality. Socialist economy, equality will going to be very high. In capitalist economy, equality will be low. In mixed economy, moderate. Of course, competition. If I talk about in capitalist economy, now competition will going to be very high. In socialist economy, competition will be none now because the entire economy is run by government. In mixed economy, mixture. In some area, government will going to be there. In some area, now. In majority area, capitalist will going to be there. So guys, I can say that mixed economy tries to balance both efficiency of capitalism and equity of socialism. The best economy, right? The practical oriented economy. Hope you understood. Yes, sir. Now let's understand, after understanding this, what kind of economy are there. Now, the next question arises, how now every economy, whether capitalist or socialist, solve their problems. Now, how they solve their central economic problems. Now, how they decide now what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and how much reserve should be kept. These are the four central economic problems. How capitalist economy manage these problems and how socialist economy manage these problems. So let's understand. So first, if I say what to produce, so capitalist economy always now decide what market demands. Means capitalist economy will going to produce only that goods which is more demanded by the consumer, because consumer sovereignty will be there. Okay. Now, capitalist economy will going to solve how to produce. So how capitalist economy will going to come up with the answer? Now, very neutral. Capitalist economy will going to use that techniques to conduct the production now, which is the cheapest mode, which keep their cost of production minimum. If they feel labor intensive techniques are the incurring less cost, they will go with labor intensive. If they feel no machines, by conducting production from the machines, now they will going to minimize the cost, they will going to use capitalist intensive technique. So cheapest method, because profit is the orientation, right? Now how they will going to decide for whom to produce? Guys, they will going to produce only for those people now who can pay for them, means who have a buying capacity, means equality will not be there, high level of inequality, right? If they are producing, if they have decided to produce luxury goods now, so who have a buying capacity. Next, what provision will be made? How capitalist economy will decide? Guys, again is based on profit and savings. Capitalist economy is not concerned with the future of the people of the country, because they are very selfish. They will going to invest in the future only when they find now high level of returns in the future. So if they found there is a high returns in the future, they will going to reserve for future generations. If they find there is a low returns, might be they will not going to save for the future generation. You know what? Because of this, government is needed. Right? So every country is solving their problems in their own way. Now come to the socialist economy. If government would be running the whole country, if government would be managing the entire country, he's running the economy, how he will going to solve these four central problems? So first question, what to produce? Guys, government in socialist economy, government will going to decide what to produce. He will going to produce only that products which satisfy the demands of the entire population of the country, right? Not the few people. Means consumer choice will get restricted, but satisfaction is guaranteed. Oh, so he will going to produce that goods which will going to give a satisfaction to the majority of the people, to the all the members of the society, whether they are rich, whether they are poor, right? Second question, how will they be going to produce? Guys, they will not going to run behind the cost minimization. Government always want employments increases. Am I correct? So how to produce, how socialist economy will decide? Guys, they will going to check which resources are abundantly available in the country. Means if any country which is a capital surplus economy, so they will going to use capital intensive techniques to conduct the production. If government found ki in country there is a labor surplus economy, country is a labor surplus, like India, a huge populated country, labor surplus country, so they will going to use a labor intensive technique to conduct the production, even though cost doesn't matter, because their intention is not to earn the profit, their intention is to generate the employment. Oh, see, contradict decisions. For whom to produce? Guys, socialist economy will going to produce for the maximum benefit of the society. They will going to produce only that goods which satisfy majority public. In fact, I can say near to 100% population demand. That's why it's called socialist economy always create equality. Now, what provision should be made? Now, will they going to invest for the future? Will they going to take care of the future generation, the coming come up generation, next generation? Yes, they will going to, government will going to actually plan a market-led growth. They will going to make sufficient provisions and savings and investments for the future. So next generation should also grow and take to the economy to the next level. Proper provisions will be made. So can I say both the economy are not perfect? Hence, mixed economy is the best one, right? Yes, guys, because these all four problems in mixed economy will be handled by both the private sector and the government sector together, and neutrality will be maintained. So each system uses different approaches, guys. Rise, right? Capitalist approach conduct take market approach, socialist take planning approach, and mixed economy take both the approaches. Hope you understood. Yes, yes, yes. So friends, now, but you know what? All the economy have their own advantages and disadvantages. Yes. Now, no economy is perfect. So let's understand now, after understanding what are the central problems, how they can run the business, how private sectors are solving their problems, let's get into the merits and demerits. Friends, in this, please focus over here. My USP of my notes is to do the comparisons and to make you understand a better manner. So I have compared demerits of capitalism with the merits of socialism because both the economy are actually opposite to each other. One's demerit is the other's advantage. So let's compare with one by one. First, demerits of capitalism and merits of socialism. Equality. Friends, in capitalism, now there is it generates a great level of inequality. It generates inequality because they will going to produce only for the few people. Now, barabar. So all satisfaction will not going to be there. In socialism, distributive justice will going to be there, right? So freedom of choice, I can say, understand, equality will be in socialism, but disequality, welfare, capitalism. In capitalism, welfare will not be protected because they are selfish people. They will not going to think for the 100% population. They will going to focus only to those consumers who have buying capacity. They will not going to think about poor people. But socialism, they develop a cooperative mentality. They will going to think about each and every people's welfare. Resources utilization, huge wastages of the resources because of competition. They will going to use spend money now unwantedly. Now so resources will be wasted highly now. But in socialist economy, wastage of all kinds will be avoided. No wastages will be considered. Next, economic stability. Guys, high level of instability will going to be there. Huge fluctuations will going to come. Now, in a capitalist economy, because there is no rules, there is no control, capitalist economy will going to do whatever they want to, selfish people. So now, huge instability will going to be there. High level of recession, sometime high level of depression, inflation, deflation. Now, stability will be very less. This you will going to understand in the chapter number 5 more better. But when government control the economy by rules with limits, now stability is high. I cannot say 100% stability. Some fluctuation will always be there, but very milder level. Oh, motive. Of course, capitalist economy, the motive is very profit. Selfishness will going to be there. So they will not hesitate to produce a harmful products also and luxury goods, right? Cigarette leaker, if they find high profit margin, they will going to start producing that also. But socialist economy will never going to produce that particular goods which damage to the society, right? Because they always want betterment of the people. Exploitation, yes. Now because of monopoly, class conflicts will going to be there. Employees, each and everyone will be get exploited now because they want to minimize the cost, less salary increments, etc. But here the exploitation will not be there. Now take a betterment will going to be there, protected. Exploitation will be very milder level. Government will going to think about welfare, not about exploitations. Employment security, no security of the employment because guys, capitalist economy are the profit oriented. Again I'm saying they will going to give a job only to those people who are deserving and who are productive. Unproductive people will going to be chucked out from the organizations, right? But when government run the country, now they ensure right to work. Employment will going to be very high. Even they will going to generate an employment for non-deserving people also because their duty is to create employment to reduce the poverty, right? Yes, sir. So demerits. What are the demerits? Income inequality, unemployment, exploitation, instability. But what are the merits of socialism? Equality, employment, welfare, and stability. Totally opposite to each other. Now come to the opposite one. I cannot say now there are only disadvantages in the capitalist economy. No, they have their own advantages. Now, So now understand merits of capitalism and demerits of socialism. One's merit is the other one's demerit. I'm writing in the comparison manner. So first merit is freedom of choice. Consumers will going to get freedom, high level of freedom of choices, because in capitalists they will going to produce only that things which is demanded by the consumers. Consumer sovereignty will be there. Consumers are the king. But no freedom of the choices. In socialist economy there will be a less freedom of the choice. Why? Because they will going to produce that products which will going to satisfy the demand of not of the few but of the majority. Means they will going to produce necessity goods, right? Yes. So lack less choices. Liberty, guys. In capitalist economy, private sector enjoy huge liberty to run the business. They are free to do whatever they want to, right? But here in socialist economy, law and order they have to follow. There'll be a less liberty. There'll be a direction and control. Yes, yes, yes. Government will always going to do the regulations. License systems will going to be there. So this is private sector will not going to get freedoms now to run their business on their own. They have to obey to the government rules and regulations. Fundamental rights. Guys, capitalist economy preserve fundamental rights like right to freedom, right to private properties, right to choice. Such kind of freedoms are not given under socialist economy. They take away such rights. They have only a right to equality. Barabar, no right to choice, limited. Now, no right to fundamental property, private properties. Incentives. Guys, in capitalist economy, this is the major advantage. They always reward to the deserving people. That's why equality, inequality is there, right? Yes, in organization, if you people are high performer, they're going to increase your salary to motivate you to increase your productivity. But such rewards are not there in the government department. That's why the government departments are very slow, unproductive, because they have no motivation. Whether they perform or they don't perform, the rewards are same. Efficiency. Guys, this is the major advantage. Capitalist economy, because of profit motivation, they always will going to work faster, speedier, and they will going to enjoy they will going to work at a maximum efficiency level because they have to reduce the cost. Innovations will going to be there now, right, to reduce the cost. But in when countries run by the government, guys, it's a predominance of bureaucracy. Means when few people become the leader in the country, now ministers and all, then the corruption take place, red tapeism, favoritism, which now ruin the growth of the country, ruin the speediest growth of the country. So this is the disadvantage of the socialism. Standard of living. In capitalist economy, people enjoy high standard of livings because of high growth rate, high efficiency, high profit motive, right? So this is the advantage. In socialist economy, slow growth rate, lesser income, poor productivity. Now, because of corruption, no intention, because profit intention is not there. Service motive never give you performance, right? Now, equality will going to be there, but standard of living will be very low. Student people will going to get only basic needs to be get satisfied. Oh, so guys, is the socialism is relevance now? So friends, it is suggested that extreme level of socialism in the country is not at all practicable. It is disadvantageous because growth will not be there. Hence, I can say, guys, capitalists and socialists have their own advantages and disadvantages. Means both the economy are not perfect. So the best economy is, I can say, the mixed economy. But yes, even it have its own advantages and disadvantages. So you can see to it merits, combine efficiency with equality, balance development and reduce inequality is the best merits. Demerits is also there. Difficult to coordination. Yes, between sectors. Private sector have their own agendas, profit motive, and government have their own agendas. So coordination between private sector and government is very difficult. Corruption and red tapeism will going to prepare remain, but this is very milder level of demerits. So guys, hope you understood the types of economy, how each country solve their own problems. But one thing I can say, guys, that In the today's in the world, 100% capitalism and 100% socialism is not there. Mixture of both will going to be there. Yes, I can say the ratio of capitalism and socialism vary from country to country. Like for example, I can say US is a capitalist economy, but it's not 100% capitalist. Over there, government plays a very lesser role, capitalism plays a very high role, private sector. Russia is a socialist economy, government is barabar. China is a socialist economy, right? So, final recap, guys, in a 2 to 3 points. First, economic problem. What is central economic problem? So basically, economic problem is nothing but it is unlimited wants and limited resources. There are four central problems. That is what, how, and for whom to produce and future growth. System, there are three systems: capitalist price mechanism system, socialist central planning system, and mixed economy, both. Hope you understood. So, friends, this is the best explanation I've given you in a shorter spanner. Read the theory once and master it by the comparison of the tables. Now, comparison will going to make you perfect in this chapter. Okay. So that's it, my dear students. This was your quick revision session. Simple words, clear concept. Now there is no room for confusion. If you understood everything in one go, say yes, sir, and give it one more quick revision. Remember, smart study is the best strategy. Keep revising, stay confident, and believe in your preparation. And don't forget to tell your friends that these notes are total exam lifesaver. Stay consistent, stay motivated, and I will see you in the next rapid fire revision.